Okay, let's be real. If you've ever stared at a database and just felt completely overwhelmed, you are definitely not alone. So today, we are going to pull back that curtain on SQL, the language that secretly runs almost all the world's data. And by the end of this, we're going to turn all that confusion into some serious clarity.
I mean, it's the very first question, right? It's the biggest hurdle. You're working on a project, you see a database, and someone just casually says, "Oh, just write some SQL." And you're sitting there like, that simple request feels impossibly complicated. So let's start right there. And then, to make things even worse, you've probably heard all of these names being thrown around. MySQL, Postgres, SQL Server, Oracle. Are they different languages? Are they all the same thing? Just figuring out what's what can make you feel like it's impossible to even know where to start. So what's the first thing we all do? We turn to our best friend, Google. You type in your problem, you're feeling hopeful, thinking, okay, a clear, simple answer has got to be just one click away. And boom, there it is, a block of code on Stack Overflow that looks like it does exactly what you need. You highlight it, copy it, paste it into your project, and you're just crossing your fingers, hoping this is the magic fix. And nope, error, of course. So you tweak a little something, you try it again, and now it breaks in a totally different way. I swear, this frustrating cycle is a rite of passage for pretty much every single developer. It's so easy to get to this point, right? To just feel like SQL is some kind of secret code, this magic that only the most senior engineers have managed to figure out. It feels completely out of reach. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It is not magic at all. The truth is, SQL is so much simpler than it looks. Once you get a handle on just a few core ideas, I promise everything is going to click into place. You'll wonder why it ever seems so confusing in the first place. So let's do this. Let's start with that first big idea, looking at SQL not as this confusing mess, but as what it really is, a single universal language for data. Okay, so here's the most important thing to get. SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language, is simply the standard way we talk to a special kind of database, a relational database. Think of it like this. If databases like MySQL or Postgres are different countries, SQL is the one language that all of them understand. And you know what's really wild? SQL isn't some new, trendy tech. It was cooked up at IBM way back in the 70s, and it got standardized in 1986. That same core language is still the backbone of millions of applications running today. It's incredibly stable, it's reliable, and it is powerful. Okay, so if SQL is the language, what exactly is it talking to? Let's break down how these relational databases actually keep all that information organized. Honestly, the best and simplest way to think about it is this. A database is just a collection of really smart, interconnected Excel sheets. That's it. That mental model just strips away all the scary complexity and gets right to the point. So here's what one of those sheets, or what we call a table, looks like. You've got columns, which are like categories, team name, city. You've got rows, and each row is a specific record. And then, this is the important part, you have a primary key. It's a totally unique ID for every single row, like team ID here. No two rows can have the same one. And this is where the real power kicks in. That primary key from our teams table, we can put it in a totally different table, like a players table. And when we do that, it becomes a foreign key. It creates this direct, unbreakable link between a player and their team. This is why it's so amazing. It tells the database exactly which team a player belongs to without having to repeat all the team info over and over again. All right, so we get the structure now. Let's learn how to actually speak the language. And believe it or not, it really just boils down to 3 fundamental commands. This is it. This is your entire starter toolkit for SQL. Select, where, and join. Seriously, almost everything you will ever need to do to pull information out of a database uses some combination of just these 3 commands. So let's just break them down one by one. First up, we've got select. This is the most basic command of all. It's literally just you telling the database, hey, I'm interested in this specific information. You use it to pick which columns you want to see. So, for example, a query like this is just a simple, direct request. In plain English, it's just saying, hey, show me the name column and the age column from the players table. That's all. Super simple, right? Next up is where.
Now, if select chooses the columns, the vertical bits, where filters the rows, the horizontal bits, it lets you get really specific by setting a condition. You're telling the database, I only want to see the records that match my exact criteria. And here's how that works. In this query, that little star, the asterisk, just means all columns. So this whole thing translates to, show me everything from the players table, but only for the players who are older than 25. It's basically a super powerful filter for your data. And finally, we have join. This is the command that brings it all home. It takes advantage of those relationships we just talked about. It's how you combine information from different tables into one single meaningful answer. Honestly, this is where SQL really shows its power. Now, this query might look a little long, but stick with me. It's just combining the ideas we already know. The select part says, show me the player's name and the team's name. The join part tells the database to look at both the players and the team's tables, and then the crucial on part tells it how to connect them. Match up to rows where the team ID is the exact same in both tables. And just like that, you've pulled related data from two different places. So let's just take a step back for a second. What we've seen is that SQL isn't some giant mountain you have to climb. It's just a set of really simple logical building blocks, select, where, and join, that you can combine to ask some incredibly powerful questions. And really, that's the main takeaway here. Stop thinking of SQL as this scary, technical thing. Start thinking of it for what it is, a language. It's a tool for curiosity. It lets you literally have a conversation with your data. So the only question left is, what are you going to ask?